So, Coach, start with your defense. When you weren't giving up points off turnovers, it looked like you locked them down. Were you happy with what you got there defensively?
Yeah, the turnovers in the first half we had 9 at halftime, so that was something we talked about. I don't know what we finished with, but that was, we did a little bit better in the second half in that regard. But yeah, our defense was great. Individual defense by Adam Miller is like kind of a guy that we look to on the perimeter that could, take the toughest matchup. I thought he really exerted a lot of energy guarding smalls. I have a ton of respect for watching film on him. It's playing at all-American level. So for him to do that type of work defensively, I think was great. He had good support too. He did a fairly good job in ball screen defense, trying to, close some gaps so he couldn't drive us. And he was definitely a point of emphasis coming into the game.
How'd you go about
Jihad's joining us too.
How'd you go about defending a player like Small and his caliber?
Just try and make things as difficult as possible. You try and, we were trying to show bodies in driving lanes, guys stabbing at the ball just so he couldn't get any clean drives to the basket. He does a great job of drawing contact. He's a physical driver. And we just didn't want to let him get any runouts or, transition points. And now the basket gets bigger, and he's, one of the best scorers in our league. So you certainly don't want to do that. I thought we did a good job on him overall.
Was there an emphasis to take away the three-point line tonight?
We didn't we didn't want to give away anything easy. I think that was a part of it. It's part of everybody's. It wasn't a special point of emphasis per se. It's a part of the whole puzzle of guarding someone. I think we wanted to try and take away Small as much as we can, make things difficult, and then make sure we're rebounding. We're taking steps rebounding. We had one sequence late in the game where we gave up 2 offensive rebounds, but outside of that, we're doing better in that regard, and that's something early in the year that hurt us. So I'm happy to see us rebounding a little better too.
What can you say about the impact that Jaden has had for you, especially tonight? 12 rebounds for him in a game where you really needed to come in here on the road with that.
Yeah, both Basheer and JQ around the basket did a fantastic job. I think with JQ, his instincts are so good, his shot blocking ability. I think I took him out for 1 minute, and then West Virginia had 2 driving layups, and that's why we like to get him on the court, because he could plug the paint, and guys think twice about going to the hoop if he's around the basket.
Basheer, talk about the rebounding effort and how dominant that was and how big that was for you guys in the win.
I think we had we liked the matchup we had. I think we were a bigger physical team, so went out there and imposed our will.
Sure, there was a couple times late in the second half there where the fans really got into it. You guys were able to score a bucket, it seemed, every single time. Were you guys able to almost feed into that, trying to quiet the crowd down?
Yeah, and we had big-time plays. Big-time players make big-time plays. So, had guys out there, get the ball, go to the basket, get fouled, things like that. We were able to, counter any run that they had.
Coach, how important was it to be the more physical team tonight?
On the road, you got to be the tougher team. If you're the aggressor, occasionally you're going to get a good whistle, and we had to rebound and show toughness and try and, score around the basket. I thought, we drove it at key moments. We executed on under out of bounds plays, did all the things that you need to do out of timeouts, executing to get a great shot down the stretch, and all those things equal winning. Hopefully we can bottle that and just subtract some of the turnovers that are still plaguing us a little bit.
Coach, you were part of these 2-game road swings, I guess, in the Pac-12, but difficult? Is it fatiguing? How do you manage that when you're on the road for so long?
Well, it's a lot colder than it is in Arizona. That's what goes without saying. I think everyone would agree with that. Common ground there for all of us. But, it's unique. It's different. I think it gave us an opportunity, even on Sunday, to go to dinner in Cincinnati before we hit the road. A couple of the coaches were able to recruit on Monday in the East, which we don't get afforded that opportunity very often. So there are some pluses to it. But this league's it's a monster. Just every night you get games like this, opponents like this. So we have to realize that there's no easy games or free passes. You got to be ready to play every game. And we struggled out of the gate. We didn't close a couple of close games out, and now we're trying to play a little bit of a catch up. And this was a much needed win tonight.
Coach, previously we've seen teams focus so much on Javon Small that they leave other guys open. Why did you guys were able to avoid that?
I think we tried to like have good hands, high hands, things you talk about in ball screen with him, so he can't see the next obvious pass cleanly, and we were pulling across well with our help defense to not, give the roll and an easy layup. So so we did some things from a scheme standpoint, but then it was just will of Adam Miller getting back in front of the ball as quick as he can, so we're not caught in rotations. And they're a really good team. I can't if my vote was today, I'm voting for Coach DeVries for Big 12 Coach of the Year. I mean, that's the job that he's done here has been unbelievable with where they were projected to finish and what they did in the non-conference, and everything that they're doing in our league is pretty special. So this was a huge win for us in our program tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.